What's up, guys? This is 2Bucks, and contrary to popular belief, I actually have thoughts. And in this video, I want to share some of my thoughts, and the particular topic of my thinking is a response to all the people who have been talking about the state of the community in the past couple days. Now, as soon as you're watching this video, you're probably expecting me to just agree with some really large gamer, or basically build on what a lot of people have already been saying. And partially that's the problem. Like, a lot of times when a big gamer makes a video and makes a very bold statement, he'll get like 1,000 responses to that. Well, maybe not 1,000, but many video responses to that, basically echoing the same thing. People are always talking about, too many people in the COD community, and this is part of the big problem. It's not really that there's too many people, it's too many people saying the same exact thing. Whether it's Call of Duty related or Halo related or not. For example, if a lot of really big commentators say that the AK-74U is the most overpowered gun in the game, then for basically the next month, I'm going to hear out of like half the people in my subscriptions basically say the same thing in one of their videos. And that redundancy, in my opinion, is a problem. But on the other hand, it's like just because one large person said it doesn't mean all the small people can't say it. So I guess we got to find the happy medium there. But in this particular video, I'm going to talk about greed and money. A lot of people have been talking about it, and overall it's the consensus that money and greed has been polluting our society, our community, and making videos worse and making people more greedy and stuff like that. Now, the reason that I'm inspired to make this video is obviously, on one hand, a lot of people have been talking about it, but on the other hand, in December 31st, I received my first paycheck from Machinima. Now, it wasn't an overwhelming amount, but it was quite a lot to me as a 18-year-old kid in high school, still living with my parents, and I was pretty excited to finally have a little bit of money to spend on something that I wanted, which was a new computer. My current computer is okay, but I really do need a new one. This one crashes about 2 times per week, especially when I'm trying to multitask. And overall, it just doesn't satisfy my needs of having to capture and render videos, so a new computer was basically a necessity to me. And for my new computer, I also wanted to get quite a good one, because in college I plan to take some video creating, editing courses, which are going to have a heavy toll on the computer, and I wanted this to last me for the next 5 years. And for any computer, that's going to be hard to do. So I wanted to get a pretty nice computer, and I did find a very nice refurbished computer. And a refurbished is basically when the computer breaks down or someone wants to return a computer and the company resells it. So when I got my paycheck, I was pretty happy. I was able to afford this computer. But then my mom reminded me that I had to pay tax to the government. I think it was like 15%, since it was the end of the year. So on January 1st, I had to pay those taxes. I had also made a resolution before I got the paycheck to start saving my earnings into my college fund, because I will be having to pay my entire tuition, and so I did that. And then I had to repay my parents money for buying me a Hauppauge, because I told them when I got it, it's the HD capture card in case you guys didn't know, that I would pay them back the $200 that it costed. And when that was all done and said, I went to go look at my new computer, and especially because you also have to pay 8% of sales tax on the computer, which if you're buying an expensive thing like that, it's like quite a bit of money. And in the end, I could not afford the computer anymore. But I did still buy one. I ordered one yesterday. It's one that's a lot worse than my dream computer, but it's still an upgrade from my current one. And I guess the moral of the entire story is living in the adult world is pretty difficult, and I think I'm pretty justified to say this as a kid who had just turned 18. I'm going to soon have to go out into the world in 6 months, live by myself, as I've said, pay my entire college tuition, which could be anywhere from $40,000 to $60,000 a year, including boarding. I'm going to have to pay for my own food. I'm going to have to pay for my own car insurance if I decide to bring a car to college. I'm going to have to buy shampoo, textbooks, clothing, tampons. All those things are going to be stuff that are going to be coming out of my own pocket. And out of every paycheck, I'm going to have to pay some taxes to the government, and I'm going to have to make some savings. But being able to earn revenue from the couple of YouTube channels that I have and from Machinima, I mean, mind you, I started doing this over 2 years ago, and only recently have I started making revenue, so I've been working pretty long and hard for this. The fact that I can do this and reduce the amount of debt that I'm going to have to incur in the future is really a blessing. I mean, when I go to the bank now to ask for a loan for my college, I can maybe ask for slightly bit less. And when I'm like 25 years old and I'm going out in the world trying to start a business or getting a job, I can maybe have a couple $1,000s less in debt and interest to pay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, from my perspective, I have a lot of good things that I can do with this money. I can build towards my future. I'm an aspiring business owner when I grow up. I want to start like a multi-million-dollar business. That's my dream. And YouTube, something that I really love doing, is going to make it possible. And just look at all the other commentators out there. I'm thinking of all the YouTube guys who have perhaps children, like Woody's Gamertag or my friend Duranker. Those guys are going to be able to provide better for their families. They're going to be able to, maybe put their kids in better colleges because they're earning some money on YouTube. So in my opinion, if they're making money off YouTube, that is not greed at all. That's not being money hungry or money whoring. People aren't making money off YouTube so they can go out and buy a yacht or a mansion or anything. People actually have legitimate needs for this money, and they're improving their lives with it. I mean, that is a dream come true. That's like the American dream right there. Doing something you love and making a living off of it. Honestly, this is just my opinion. It's not fact-based at all, but I think a lot of the people who complain about this greed and all whatever are minors. And just a couple days ago, legally, I was a minor. And even now, I consider myself a child. I don't feel like an adult or anything because I am pretty childish. But minors who have never had to pay taxes or never had to pay for their own things, I mean, sure, maybe you have a job and you bought your own Xbox and you feel proud of it. Sure, go ahead. You don't know what it's like to actually have to pay taxes for your money, for the government to take money from you, to have to put a roof, over your family's house, to make your children happy and give them the things that they enjoy, toys, whatever. I don't think we as children truly understand that. So when we see someone, making money off YouTube, we're like, wow, that person's really greedy. Now he's going to have all this money to do all this and that. And for some people, I think it's jealousy that they dislike people for this. But really, a lot of these people are working very hard for their money. Obviously, YouTube commentators like me have it very lucky. A lot of people have to do jobs that they really don't like, sit in a cubicle, whatever, and all that, but we can do something we enjoy and make money. But are you really gonna hate on people just because they're doing something they love? If that's not jealousy, then I don't know what is. And if you see your mom or your dad going to work for 10 hours every day, working really hard to put you into college, are you gonna say that they're greedy? You're gonna say like, wow, mom, you're such a money whore going out there working overtime. Why don't you go get a life? You're not gonna say that. And at the end of the day, it's really not up to us to judge if someone else is greedy. And what really is even the definition of greedy? Everyone is greedy to some extent. So I guess those are my thoughts about this money situation and greed. Now note that I haven't talked about the effect that money has on the community. I have a lot of thoughts on that as well that I will share in later videos. In fact, I think I'll make a lot of videos talking about stuff like this. And each time I'm going to try to present a unique perspective that you guys haven't heard before. So if you like it, feel free to thumbs up, and I'll see you guys later.